Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Yeah, it's getting weaker and weaker every day. I'm going to just stop it. Rabbi Isai, today's breakfast is sponsored by Shimi Braun. Oh, here it is. Happy birthday to the best Leish's Chayil Mami. Wishing you all the best. Simcha v'nachas gezinteheit. Hati, Shimi Braun, and the kids, Yisher Koyach. Welcome to all the guests. We have two very choshev guests in the house. Well, we have a lot more. We have at least 4 or 5 that I've seen. But I want to point out, too, that we all owe a tremendous hakaras hatov. MDY wouldn't be where it is today without Rabbi Yossi Klein. And that's our CEO who does everything, pushes everything. Even this Shabbos, which is our official 12 mishpachas are getting the 12 original families that were with MDY since Avodah Zarah Daf Chavches. Even in the small details like the gift that everybody's getting in the bag and the this and that, he was involved from A to Z. Person who has a job and has a company to run, but he gives about 8 to 10 hours a day, maybe more. I don't even know. I think it's at least that he's always on the phone. How many hours a day, Mark, is he on the Yossi?
Probably, I was going to say at least 20 to 30 hours.
20 to 30 hours a day. Another person who doesn't put in less hours is Mark Ashkenazi. He's been with us. I mean, everybody knows if you have a problem, if you have a complaint, if you wanted this, Mark Ashkenazi. He deals with every single normal person, which are very few.
Is that his real name?
Mark Ashkenazi, here he is. He's been with us since Masechta Shabbos, one Masechta in, but we felt that for a guy that does so much, so many hours a day, who's been all the way from Masechta Shabbos, he really deserves to be here. And both of them flew in on their own dime to be here for the Shabbos. So Yishkoyach, thank you for being here. Yossi doesn't come without gifts. There's a gift that's going to blow your mind. This is because we're hands-on shir. This is a mikvah, a model of a mikvah. Let me show you the inside. Look at this, see-through, different. This. What's his name again?
The guy with the staircase.
What's the guy that built it? Sruli Weisberg, who also built us the mizbeach. It's one thing at a time. So Yishkoyach Reb Sruli. This inside here it says. L'schisam shel Yisrael Mordche ben Amelia Perel Mishpachtoi Sanhedrin Daf Beis Yeshua Yoel Fegen Malcolm Mishpachtoi Boba Basra Daf Beis. Wow, it says their names and everything. It says that there's a Bar Zriya, I guess, Bar Ashaka. Oh no, this Bar Zriya, Bar Ashaka, and this according to Chabad, I guess. There's another one underneath. Cool, very nice. Wow. Back to our collection. Givaldik. Let me just read a couple of Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Scott Laufman.
Shalom Aleichem, Scott Laufman. From
The Valley.
The Valley. That's in Los Angeles, somewhere. Okay, Givaldik. Wow. So you've been with us since? You're trying. Today you're trying it out for the first time.
On and on, it's been a struggle, but the last 3 weeks it's been
Awesome. So basically from the beginning of Avodah Zarah.
Yes.
Awesome. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
I'm Dvorin.
Dvorin from? Oh, I remember. So I did a wedding for you guys? For your mishpacha?
Could have been for my mishpacha. I haven't been in Chicago I haven't lived here for 30 years.
Ah, but your parents?
My cousins are all.
Because I know I did. I'm pretty sure I did. And you guys?
These guys.
Yeah.
Rosh Hashiva.
Rosh Hashiva. Yeah.
What happened was,
Yeah.
they had a hard time getting up for yeshiva.
Yeah. Like everybody else. Yeah.
So they wanted to try and do the daf. They started with Makos, they went to Sanhedrin, didn't go.
Yeah.
Started Avodah Zarah. When I heard they started with your shir, and they have a what's it called?
Tablet.
Room in Beitar that they go to.
Oh yeah, the live room.
Come on, I'll come with you.
Yeah.
I'll come with you. I'll take you out for breakfast.
Wow. There it is. Tell us for you. What's your names? Michael Cooper and Yossi? Right. Very nice. Shalom Aleichem. Yes. We have a Rosh Yeshiva here. Rosh Yeshiva came with his Talmidim. We had here Motzi Shabbos last week. A Rosh Yeshiva came with his entire yeshiva. You don't come Motzi Shabbos. It's a chiddush. We have Rosh Yeshivas that come once in a while. I have a great idea for you, by the way. and it's starting. We have. I forgot to put the video in. Yeshivas are starting to put a screen in there, and the Bachram watch the shir for night seder. So here, first of all, they get a lot of ideas in Torah. Second of all, the yeshiva saves money on Magid Shir. It's great. They love. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Oh, Dan Kaufman. Shalom Aleichem. Okay, sorry. Where? Yeah, where? In the 5,000. You're here. Shalom Aleichem.
Yeah, I had to take my daughter to camp.
Oh, okay. Shalom Aleichem. Tell her.
Back with his son.
Who else is here? Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? I know you from somewhere. Yeah. What's your name?
Zvi Goldstein.
Zvi Goldstein from?
Puerto Rico.
No way. Puerto Rico. MS? True story? You're the first. Get up, Mr. Puerto Rico. Get up because you're the first one ever from Puerto Rico. Get up. Wow. You're from Puerto Rico. Woo! Representing Puerto Rico. Yeah. What's your name? What? Son. Yeah. Wow. Kol kavod. Hi, son. Who else do we have here? Listen, we gotta. Real quickly, there's a lot of stuff I got to go through here, and we got to start here. We have a Shabbos here in Eretz Yisrael. Who?
Right in front.
Who?
On the right.
Oh, you also know from somewhere. What's your name?
So I'm Avi Shapiro. This is my son, Yishai Shapiro.
Yishai Navi Shapiro. Yeah, from?
From Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Now Ramat Beit.
Oh, welcome. Shalom Aleichem from Ontario, Canada. Givaldik. Anybody else? That's a great story. You're already not a guest. All the way from Lakewood. Deutsch, whatever. All right. Shabbos Achdus MDY. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Menachem Dubovik.
Menachem Dubovik.
Staten Island.
I know you, right? You, I really know.
I was here before Pesach.
Yeah.
Now I'm back again.
Givaldik. What, you might stay here?
Not because you
got it.
Ah. Okay, welcome.
I came in a one-way ticket and I hope that I'm able to go home to Shabbos.
All right.
One more on the left.
Shborg should help. Where?
One more on the left.
Oh, wow. No. Shalom Aleichem. Itzi Lowy from Baltimore. That's your kid? Who's that? Oh, that's your kid. Rabbi, I don't know if there's any rooms left. But in case there are, we're doing a Shabbos in a hotel, Shabbos of Achdus. As of last night, there were only 20 rooms left. Here it is. These are the details. We're going Kinor. There's more.
There's one guy all the way in the back.
Who? Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Jeffrey Beeman.
Shalom Aleichem, Jeffrey. From where?
Ramat Beit.
Ramat Beit. Shalom Aleichem. Boring. Ramat Beit. Okay. Nachi Fix sent me an email. He says, thank you for teaching me. And when I heard everybody's, it changes people's lives. I didn't trust you, but now that I'm doing the daf and I this, all of a sudden now I have a luach zmanim, says your son, Nachi. What's a luach zmanim? I have a schedule. He's 12 years old. So what do you mean you have a schedule? He says, now I have a schedule. Because of you, I learned to have a schedule. Givaldi. Nachi Fix, 100 daf. This was a very good email. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we're very late, but he says that wherever you start, that's where you finish. That's basically what I said about Ferris wheel. He says the same thing Moshe Meir Weiss says all the time. Wherever you start, you finish. So it doesn't matter where. It's always 2,711 daf. You start at the beginning of brachas, that's where you finish. You start in the middle of Avodah Zarah, that's where you finish. 2711. And then he says this. Listen to this, and I did the math. Avodah Zarah daf Chov Zayin. Literally with the thing is 410. Eli Stefansky is 410. That's what he says. Gival. I thought it was cool. The Zarah Daf Chav Zayin, Niva v'lo yodam Niva, and he says a few other things here. Jonathan Teitelbaum, Edison, New Jersey. Okay, and this is his son. Another very interesting. I met a CEO of a very large company here in Eretz Yisrael yesterday, and I was telling him all about MDY, and one of the things they said, we have tremendous achdus, and I showed him a picture, this picture, from a typical night cheer. This guy comes every single night. Where is he? I just jumped. This guy right over here. You see this Yerushalmi with it's called a zebra. He has a blue and white, the white lines and the white yarmulke. He's the Einikel of Rav Bransdorfer. He comes every single night, and look at the Chassidim next to him. And then you have this guy with a gun strapped around the shoulder, sitting right in between them. I said, look, this is typical MDY. So he says, just from the back, that looks like my nephew. So I said, oh, I have a picture from the front here, tell me. He says, that's my nephew. And he calls him on the spot. He goes, I'm sitting here with Eli Stefansky. And it turns out this guy lives here in Bet Shemesh, and he's a Magichir. He gives shiurim, this guy, and he's in Syria right now in Miluim. Okay, check this out. This is one of the guys that comes to the shir every night in the Hebrew shir. He's from Sternbach's yeshiva in Bet Shemesh, and there's a lot of boys in the yeshiva that do the daf. He says, check this out. We're a group of MDYers who are together on a fantastic river cruise. You're going to love this. This is one of the best Good Morning Rabbi Sais of all time. Visiting Austria, Hungary, they're on a cruise. With all the excitement, our priority was learning the daf with MDY. Nachan, you're going to love it. With the niggin. They do the niggin. Dan, 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 da, da. I can't wait to show it. Barry Bushnack, Marvin Diamond, Bob McGurlius, Sid Schwarzenberger, Iris Spodek, Rabbi Sai, on the cruise. Here goes. Oh, you're one of the best of all time. Oh my gosh. Here's a guy from, I'm not going to read the whole thing. A Koila guy. He starts singing. Okay, basically, this is a Koila guy from Bnei Brak. He says, I learned Iyun the whole day. And I see these advertisements about a hall with like Daf Yomi shirts. What's going on here? A hall is more for singers and for food. So I go there and I see it, and I got stuck learning Yeshir now every day. And I want to show you that I'm a big lamdan and I write a lot of lamdas. Simcha Markson from Bnei Brak, a young man. Here's his chabura that he wrote just today. There's a guy at a chasana learning. This is Gival. Hold on, we got to show this. Here's a guy that doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. He's about to watch the shir, and his kids are taking a video of him about to watch the shir. So what do you do? Like during the this right now, you play on your phone. So he's on his phone. So you can see. My oldest son, dedicated Zarah. He put $50,000 and that's Lizzie.
How did you read that, Lizzie?
Yeah. Sponsors Jeremy, Sarah, Arnold. This is not a joke. This is real. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, they wished him. This is like the second. Oh, that was great.
Happy birthday, Saba.
Adam Kaufman, he's a lawyer. Yeah, there's so much stuff here. I don't know what to keep out. Okay, we got to go, no? Oh, here's another remez, Givaldik. 1 minute. Tamid, did you guys know that we spoke about the carbon Tamid? Tamid is Rosh Tevis, Merkaz Daf Yomi Tamid. MDY is in there. MDY plus the Tav. And then, okay, Givaldik, let's go. Says the Gemara. Givaldik, we have again. Oh, we got to do sponsors now. Oh man, I forgot that. I didn't think of the cheshbon. I really didn't think about that. Unbelievable. 29 minutes to do the whole daf. Listen, it's a gadata. What are we going to do? David Salmon, dedicated memory of Avi Moiri. Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doif. Put the logo right here. Nifter Yud Zayin Iyar. Anonymous. Hatzlacha Baruch B'Gashmius. L'tzchus Achinu B'nei Yisrael. Anonymous, may our learning be a shield of protection and a source of unity and blessing of Am Yisrael. Joel Gedalius, Leon Nishmas, my father Jack Gedalius. Koil sponsors, Moshe Aaron and Miriam Landy. Thank you Hashem for all the brach and simcha. Monthly sponsors, TCS Israel, Powered by Talk and Save, Yoni Klatzik. Refuah Shlema Miriam Esther, Bas Perel, Pradel, Pesel. Anonymous, Refuah Shlema, Chudalea, Bas Bracha. Mayor Weinberger. In honor of my father's birthday, Dr. Eli Weinberger, Montreal. Anonymous, L'zeichen Nishmas, Uri Ben Elchanan, Hashem Yikim Damai. Uri Danino brought light in the darkest place. Brian's friends, Leon Nishmas, Rivko Bas Yisrael Eliezer, Anonymous, for the yahrzeit of Rabbi Izzy Herzog, Yisrael ben Menachem of Melbourne, Australia, and Neshama should have an aliyah. Penny Feldman, Lili Nishmas Avi Moiri, Mishulam Zisha ben Yitzchak Isaac Olav Shalom on his 17th yahrzeit, 22 of Tammuz. Menachem Chav Beis Tammuz. Menachem Dubovik, L'Refuah Shleima. That's you. L'Refuah Shleima Avi Moiri Yitzchak ben Sarah should have a L'Refuah Shleima. Daily sponsors Achim Ari V'Hersh Leib Chaimovitz. Ari Chaimovitz V'Hersh Chaimovitz. Lili Nishmas Morris Chano Bes Rabbi Nachum Mendel Aliyah Shalom Neshama should have an aliyah. Anonymous, in honor of Rabbi Leo Ben Rus.
That's you.
Hagefen Elio Ben Cyril. Sanhedrin Daf Beis. Whatever that is.
Hagefen is a
That's where he started.
No, Leo Ben Cyril. Sanhedrin Daf Beis when he started. Yosef Ezra. For schos, shkoyach wherever you are. For schos of Shalom Bayis and Parnasa Toiva, Lili Nishmat, Yeshua ben Shimon Doiv. There's more. Willie Judovich, Refuah Shleima Moshe Shimon ben Reitzel, and in honor of the most Levitic Magachir, Shkoyach, Kamiansky family, finally. Kamiansky family. In memory of our Saba, Mordechai ben Avram Tzvi, Kamiansky, Olav Shalom, on his yahrzeit today, the Shama should have an aliyah. MDY Art, Refuah Shleima, for Yonatan Eitam ben Beshav Bracha, Refuah Shleima, Mordechai ben Esther, Lefuas Hayeled, Daniel Zev ben Hayeled Esther. Givaldik. Yesterday, I was in a daze, mamish in a daze. I'm still in a little bit of a, it was surreal. The Chav Ches, when I woke up late also, and my head wasn't here, and I was very emotional. And then I got to this, where was it? They pulled a fast one on me, because I usually see, today, for instance, I didn't, but usually I see the sponsors to make sure I could read the names correctly, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, middle shir, Gary did this. He threw it in during shir, so I didn't see it. So I want to read it again. I was mamish in shock when I read it. Today's shir is dedicated in honor of my father, Eli Stefansky, on his incredible accomplishment of completing Shas. Your commitment, consistency, and passion for Torah are an inspiration to our whole family and to so many others. We're so proud of you. May you continue to inspire, teach, and give shir for another 7 years and more. Lozi. Very mature. Yishkoyach. Beautiful. All right, Rabbi Yisai, Yayim in Olam. The whole Gevaldik Sugya about wine, mevushal wine, Yain Nesach wine, snakes that drink from wine, things that are mamish, going to keep you thinking the entire Shabbos. Yayim in Olam. How do you know that Yain is osur for Yain Nesach? There's a problem with Yain Nesach. O my Rabbi Baravua, O my Kro, Asher Chelev Zilchema Yechelu, that they shall eat the fats of their korbanos that they may bring for Avodah Zarah. Yishtu Yain Nesicham. So you see, wine is part of the worship, and Memela it's osur. Mazevach osur b'ano. Just like when you sacrifice something to the Avodah Zarah, you're not allowed to benefit from it at all. Afiyai nami osur b'ano. So too, wine is osur b'ano. There's the famous story that a person was taking a wagon. Two people come to the Rebbeinu Sanations. They say, I took this Jewish guy's wagon to the city, and I had my money, a pouch of money, in between all the guys' barrels of wines on the wagon. And when we got there, my money was gone. So the wagon driver says, I don't know what you're talking about. I gave you a ride, I gave you a hitch, but I don't know anything about the money. So Rebbeinu Sanations told him, you're right, you don't have to pay him. But the problem is that since you don't know anything about the money, then it happens to be that must be that your guy took it, and if your guy took it, then all your wine is Yain Nesach. The money was there. You didn't take it, I trust you. Then all your barrels of wine are Yain Nesach. So the guy said, oh, no. Hey, Taka, now I remember. And then he gave it back. Okay. Says the Gemara. Zevach gufei minolan. How do you know that if they sacrifice an animal to Avodah Zarah, it's also? Now, just as a side note, Yoshi told me his brother has a wine company in Los Angeles, and they had this giant, either in this company or in another famous company, so I'm not going to say the name, a very famous company in Los Angeles of wine. He used to work there or whatever, and they have these giant vats with thousands of gallons of wine. Now, obviously, the idol worshippers, they're not allowed to come next to these vats of wine, because if they touch it, so they don't go close. There's one chacham, he said, they told him to clean a vat of wine, and he climbs up the ladder, and he's going to go and open up the vat and start cleaning this vat, but the vat was full of wine. And so a vat like that is hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he says the last minute he like screamed. He screamed like him a sugar. And the guy, what? He says, don't touch. Like once you're up there on top and you move it, then since he moves the whole thing becomes, then halachically they can't use the whole entire vat. That's how, even today, we have to be super sensitive. We're talking about one bottle. What happens if the person touches it? We're talking about thousands of bottles. Says the Gemara, how the guy got there, they have double locks, they have a whole system. I went to one of the tours in these places in Los Angeles, they showed they have locks, they have guys with beards everywhere, the whole thing, it's a big problem. Yeah. Mamish Nisim. Asio Shom Megla Rufa. We know Egla Rufa. We're not going to go through the whole Egla Rufa. Oh. Ma zevach osur b'hano, af yayin nami osur b'hano. Zevach gufei min olon, d'chsiv, vayitzomdu lebal pa'or. V'yoichlu zivchei meisim. It's this week's parsha, I guess. First Aliyah. No, I'm looking for something else. Hold on. What am I looking for? This one, but I thought that was yesterday, Balpar. Okay, Balpar, we had yesterday the picture of the pigeon. Par means to relieve oneself in front of the Avodah Zarah. But Yochlu Zivchei Meisim, it says in the Torah, Zivchei Meisim. They'll eat the zevach, the carbon of the mace. Ma mace also ba'ana. Just like a mace, you're not allowed to benefit, right? When you go to basic forest, you shouldn't put your siddur down on the matzeva. You shouldn't lean on it. You're not allowed to have enough from a dead person. The guy, he wanted to. Here we had Golovensics. There's a whole thousands of apartments that they're building here now in Bet Shemesh. But for many years, people came there and demonstrated, and they said, "Oh, they found bones." So a guy walked over there and he says, "Listen, you're not allowed to demonstrate." He said, "Why?" He says, somebody's paying you to demonstrate, and it's also to have enough from the mace. Umeis gufe min alon. Umeis gufe min alon. How do you know that you're not allowed to benefit from a dead person? Asi sham sham egla rufa. We learn it from the egla rufa that if they find here, this is the picture of the Balpar grate. But I'm looking for the Egla Rufa now here. Egla Rufa is right over here. You find a body between two cities, so then you have to bring a calf, and you say Yudenu Kaper La'amcha, you say the Lashon Kaper La'amcha, they chop the head off. Uksiv Hachav Thomas Shamiriam, Uksiv Hassam, by the Egla Rufa, it says Varfu Shamas Egla Banachal, so it's Xer Shava, Malal Nasbana, just like by Egla Rufa, you're not allowed to benefit from the calf afterwards, Afkan, Osur. Bahana. And how do you know they're not allowed to benefit from the Egla Rufa? Says the word Kapilamcha, like a kachim, like a carbon, you're not allowed to benefit from, so too the Egla Rufa, Memela, all these limudim. Next. If there's vinegar of a non-Jew, and it started out as wine. Now, let's think about it. If wine is touched by the non-Jew, then we're concerned that it's yayin esach. So there's an isser that goes into the wine. Now something changes to the composition of the wine. It goes from wine, it becomes vinegar. What happens to the Avodah Zarah that's inside the wine? Where does it evaporate to? It shouldn't evaporate. It shouldn't go anywhere. There's no way. You can't be toivel in a mikvah and the Avodah Zarah pops out. So where did the Avodah Zarah go to? You said if a guy touches the wine, it becomes like Avodah Zarah, yayin esach. Then the wine flips into vinegar. Now what? Why should it go away? Pshita, mishum da'achmetz pokale isurei. It pops out. It goes away. Why should I think it's mutter? Omer Avashi, Hasal Hashmin is coming to tell us a chiddush. Let's say you own vinegar. You're a Jew. You manufacture vinegar. You want to give it to the trucking company that they should take your vinegar from your factory to the store. So there's something called a double seal. Here, this is not a picture, but here's a piece of shawarma. If you look closely, it says chaysam b'toy chaysam. That's what it says on the tape. Now, what it is, you have the saran wrap, and then you have the tape on top of it. It's chaysam b'yat chaysam. Let's say when it comes to wine, you would have something like this, for instance. I'm not exactly sure if this is it, but you put the cork in, that's like one chaysam. That's one seal. And then you do something like this. Then you put the wax on top. The top one is for sure chois. I'm not sure about the bottom one, but okay. Listen.
The writing on the tape.
The writing of the tape.
The seal, you can't put it back together.
So you're saying the piece of tape itself is one, and the writing on it is two. Levi. Double thumbs. All right, so the Gemara is teaching us that when you have vinegar, you don't need a double. One is enough. Why? Why is one seal enough? What are you concerned? That the guy is going to take this wine and he's going to do Avodah Zarah. He's going to worship the Avodah Zarah. They don't use vinegar for their Avodah Zarah. Let's say he likes the Castel wine. He wants to take the cheap Costco stuff and change it to the Castel. They're not going to do that. It's too much for him to go through the trouble of forging the tape, the seal that it's on top. It's not worth it for him. So now we have a very similar halacha back to back. Shaninu, we learned. So now we're talking about cooked wine. You take wine and you cook it. The entire Gemara, everybody agrees that cooked wine is not something that the guy gives to Avodah Zarah. It's not good for him. He wants real wine, not this cooked stuff. However, if it starts out as Avodah Zarah wine, regular, nice, dry wine that was owned by the guy touches it, what does it become? Yain Nesach. And then he goes ahead and puts it in a pot and cooks it. He cannot cook out the Isser from within the wine. The wine becomes Asr. There's no way to cook out the Isser. The Isser is still inside the wine. It was a regular wine. Asr. As the Gemara, Pshita. What's the Chiddush? Mishum di Bashel, just because it was cooked, Pakale Isura, the Isser of Avodah Zarah that was in the wine to begin with, gets boiled out. No, it's coming to tell us a different Chiddush. Yaim mevushel shalanu, v'yadav dikachavim, if you boil up this wine and it never touched, the guy never touched it, was always in the Jewish hand, and you take this Jewish wine, this Kedem Malaga Mevushal wine, and you give it to the trucking company, give it to the guy to bring, in fact, they discuss even today. Think about it. You get, what is it called? Uber Eats, Volt, whatever it's called in Israel. 90% of the time in America, it's going to be a non-Jew. And he's bringing you a nice steak from the restaurant. Is one seal enough? L'chayra, on a good piece of steak, on something that's worth it for him to switch it out with something else, halachically you would be required to have two seals. That's what they say. Certain things that is nothing, a coffee, a this, a slice of pizza, no. I'm saying, that's what I just said. A nice steak, something that's valuable. And I can prove it to you. I'm sure people here that use the Uber Eats, sometimes if it's a nice expensive meal, it doesn't show up. They pretend they this. It ever happened to you? Never? It happened to us a bunch of times. In Chicago did this. I don't know. It disappears so many strong.
It's the south side.
Okay. Right. Not losing. Omar Ravashi. So, just real quickly, because there's a famous Shaila, what is Mevushal? Mevushal means, according to halacha l'chayra, that it's boiled, it's hot to the point where it starts evaporating and some of the volume goes down. You start out with a liter and now you're only 99% of the liter. So this big question halachically is pasteurization, is that considered bishul or not? Because pasteurization, I don't know in Fahrenheit, how many degrees? In Celsius it's 80 degrees Celsius, and in boiling in Celsius is 100. How much is it in Fahrenheit? What's boiling in Fahrenheit? 212 boiling, and pasteurization much less. 175. Moshe Feinstein, Moshe says all you need is Ziyatzu Ledis, that's enough for it to start missing and evaporate, and Rosh Hashanah says no, boiling is boiling, so pasteurization is not considered mevushal according to Rosh Hashanah. Nafkamina also for Pesach, Dal Koisis, if you want to use mevushal or not. Then I saw, okay, fine. Pasteurization works within pipes. They steam up the pipe, but nothing actually gets lost. It all remains within the pipe. So some want to say, well, that's not considered losing, but I thought that's more of a technical thing. You could boil something up to 212 and you don't lose anything because it's within the pipe. I don't know exactly the svars. Okay, says the Gemara. If you're concerned by this mevushal wine that they're going to use it for Avodah Zarah, a guy never uses mevushal wine for his Avodah Zarah. And if he's going to switch it out, given the one seal is enough. Daf Amud Aleph. Givaldik. We're almost done with the shir. Tana Rabbanan. Yayin mevushal. If the guy cooked up wine. Va'aluntis shalav dicham. We're going to see what this is. Basically, aluntis is food that has one of the ingredients is wine. That shalav dicham masur. If a guy took this wine, which is already yain nesach, pours it into his cake and makes some sort of food, whatever it is, it was already Avodah Zarah wine when it went in, so it answers the whole food. Obviously, asur. Aluntis kibriyasa. If the guy bought Pashkiz aluntis, yeah, it's a kosher company that makes aluntis, muteres. So then he touches the cake, and in the cake there's one of the ingredients is wine. That the cake doesn't become yain nesach because it's just one of the ingredients, muteres. Beis aluntis. What's aluntis? Kiznan. Shabbos. We learn by Shabbos. Oisin ani moilin vein oisin aluntis. On Shabbos, you're not allowed to make something that's like a medicine. Why? Because we're concerned that you're going to grind the different spices and herbs that you need for the medicine. You're allowed to make animulin. You're not allowed to make aluntis. What is this? Aluntis. Animulin yain with dvash pilpin. It's geschmack. It's wine with honey and a little pepper. This is a drink that healthy people drink. So if healthy people drink it, there's no problem on Shabbos. It's not like a medicine. Aluntis is where people are a little feeling under the weather. They just came out of the mikvah, haisa mikvah. They feel like they're gonna, whatever the word is, peel over or whatever the word is, pass out. You sit in the mikvah a little bit too long in the really haisa mikvah, so you need to get this thing in real quickly. What is it? You got to get aluntis shot. You go over there to the mikvah store. You get some yain yashon, umayin slulim. It's like water that's sat around for a few days. You take off the top. It's nice and clear. V'afar samoin. Balsam. The avdilei bei masusa. It's like this is more like a medicine for people that are not feeling well, and that's also to make on Shabbos. Okay, but it says here it's one of the ingredients. Great. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yosef. The stories are coming up. Here it goes. Rabbi Yosef Amr Tabayu Yain Mozug Ebo Mishum Gilui. I'll never forget when we're learning this sugya. Rabbi Schoenberg, who's sitting here with us from Kimat day 1. I think day 2 he showed up. So I remember him telling us about the yain nesach thing, the mazuk. In the time of the Gemara, wine was very strong, and they would add 2 parts water, 1 part wine. 2/3 is water. So he explained, people used to drink wine, not water, because water was dangerous to drink. You have a lot of bacteria, who knows what. So if they added this wine, somehow it killed it off, right? There's a thing. It was also very strong. It's not like they drank 1 cup of wine. Like today we drink Coke, they drink wine. So if you add the water to the wine, this is where it goes crazy. If you add the water to the wine, guess why? There's no problem with megula. What does megula mean? If you leave wine or any drink open or certain foods open, we're concerned a snake is going to slither in there and drink from the wine. The problem is from the wine, from the water, for whatever it is. And he's going to leave his poison in there, and it's a sakana. Says the Gemara, don't worry about it. The wine has, the snake has very good taste. He only drinks from good, pure wine. Once you add water, he smells it, he stays away from it. You hear what's going on here? And this is nothing compared to what's coming up. These snakes are geniuses. And don't worry, if you boil up the wine, a guy is not going to use it for his Avodah Zarah. Yiboilu. If the wine is cooked, do we have to be concerned that maybe a snake, we know a guy doesn't touch it. A guy sees on the label mevushal, he stays away. It's not good enough for his Avodah Zarah. What about a snake? Is a snake particular about mevushal wine? Yesh boy mishum giluy, yein boy mishum giluy. Is he going to drink from it? Tashma. Hey, Rabbi Yaakov Haridi, al yain mevushal shein boy mishum giluy. Don't worry about it. There's no problem. A snake does not drink from it. Rabbi Yani bar Yishmael cholash. Rabbi Yani was sick. They came to visit him. He asked him a question. They asked him a question. Are we concerned? Is the snake smart enough or particular enough or whatever it is? He stays away from cooked wine. He said it in the name of a great person. Who's this great person? Don't worry about it. Snake stays away from it. Can I rely on this halacha? Don't worry, he did some motion with his neck, showing, don't worry about the death. You're not going to die from it. It's not stam like, as the Gemara is going to say soon, we're talking about life and death here. If you make a psak, you have to understand that somebody might die because of your psak. So if you're makel, it's a problem. Don't say a boich svar now. You have to say something serious. Could I rely on this nismoich? Yes, on my neck. Now, just to point out, Tosfos says over here, and based on this Tosfos, the Shulchan Aruch paskins, that today, in most places, there's no problem of gilui. You leave a cup of wine, you leave your bottle open. Sometimes I come in the morning and I see that we left half a bottle of wine open on the table. What do? So Shulchan Aruch says in our days, and he bases on this Tosfos right here, since there's no snakes, then you don't have to worry about it. But what if you live just a mile away from here, or in Yerushalayim, or even here, some snakes in Ramat Bet Shemesh, but a lot of snakes in the Moshavim. So he says, then you do have to be careful. The Vilna Gaon says, the famous Vilna Gaon, he says, even if there's no snakes, when the Gemara tells you that the concern is that the snake might put its venom in it, it's only telling you one of many reasons. There's other reasons that the Gemara doesn't talk about. And once the Gemara says it's also, it gives you a reason. You say it's not important in our days, you still have to be makbid. And they say about the Vilna Gaon that he once had a foreign thought in middle of Shemoneh Esrei. And he blamed it on the fact that he drank water that was Megullah. They didn't tell him that's Megullah. They said, yeah. He said, I must have had some Mayim Megullim, which has a Ruach Ra on it, and this. And it just brought me to think that that's my problem. That's why I think during Shemoneh Esrei these thoughts, because I'm drinking Mayim Megullim. From now on, I'm going to start being makbid a little bit more. Yeah, that's probably the problem. That's probably the problem.
I think only the cobra can put out its venom without actually touching somebody.
No, it touches. It goes to the cup and goes like this. It pushes its fangs on the cup and releases. Here, look. You want to see? I forgot all these. We have a lot of videos today. This snake drinking from the water and put the venom in there. Either not, yes. Just since Yoshi did it, Rashi just brings out that what's the sheer time of Megullah? The sheer time of Megullah is as long as it takes it to come out of the handle that it hides in, drink and go back into the handle. So whatever that is, if it's 40 seconds, 2 minutes, that's the time that if you leave your wine, you leave anything, then you're over. Not over. You got to be careful from Megullah. Yeah. We're going to see soon. During the day. Says Gemara, Shmuel v'Avleit havi yasvi. Avleit is brought down a few times in Shas, was a good friend of Shmuel's, and he was a guy, but a very smart guy. They were sitting, schmoozing. So they brought cooked wine. Listen, the guy's here, you got to be careful. Give him cooked wine. Mashchei. So Avleit, sensitive to Shmuel and the Jews, he pulled his hand back. Didn't want to touch it. Mashchei yodei. Amali Shmuel. So Shmuel tells him, Amru, what are you doing? What are you so concerned about mevushal? There's no mevushal there's no isser for you to touch this mevushal. So are you allowed to drink? If the guy does touch it, are you allowed to drink it? So Rashi says mefurish, mutter to drink yaim mevushal that a guy touches. Says the Gemara story, obviously the Rebbe here, the maid of Rebbe Chia realized that she left the wine uncovered, but it was cooked wine. As the coming to Reb Chia, she brought to Reb Chia, Amar La, Hari Amru, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're allowed to drink from it. Shami de Revada Bar Haba Iglei Chamru Meziga. Now another halacha: wine that's diluted with water, 2/3 water, 1/3 wine, and they left it uncovered. Amar La, Hari Amru, Yaim Mazug, Eba Mishum Giloi. You don't have to worry about gilui for watered down wine. Oh, that's only halacha when you put a lot of water where the snake is not going to drink it. He's a mafunik. He's not going to drink watered down wine. If it's so, shasi, the snake will drink it even though it has some water. Ask the Gemara, what? If it's a little water, he doesn't drink it? I'll prove to you that he does drink it. There's a crazy story. Where Rabba and Bar Rav Huna were on the way, they were on a boat. And they're sipping wine. All of a sudden they look and they see on the water a snake approaching faster than the boat, and it's chasing them down. The Tsari Vasi. Omar Leila Shame, he calls out to his servant, to Shamish, Sami Eni Didain, make this wine unappealing, get the eye out of this. I want it to be a type of wine that the snake is not going to like. Stop chasing us down. Shokol Koli Mayos, he takes a little vessel of water, Shodabei, he put the water into the wine, and the snake backed down. Rabbi, so we have a very nice video. You'll tell me which one you like more. There's 2 videos today. I'm curious to know which one you like more. That's one. Okay? Let's talk to Gemara. I'm done. I don't know where I am. Says the Gemara. I'll tell you why. Achaya, if the wine is undiluted, Moser Nafshei. He'll give over, he'll do anything, he'll go in front of human beings and grab the wine. He goes crazy over it. Amazigo, once he realizes that there's a little water in it, le'mas nafshei. That's why the guy the snake turned around. Okay, but what if there's a little water, he doesn't give his life? Another story. He was in this place called Achboy. Some say Barhedi, somebody else is Barhedi. They were drinking diluted wine. Diluted wine, this is the case. Diluted, it was already full of water. So they had a little left over in the barrel. So they put a cloth over it, they tied it down so snake can't get in there. No, that's not enough for a smart snake. If you were a snake and you come to a barrel of wine and you see a bunch of wine in the barrel, but it's locked and you don't have hands, okay? How are you going to get this piece of cloth off? What would you do, huh? Think about it. What would you do? The snake is smarter than you. What would you do?
Push the barrel over.
He doesn't have teeth like a lion. He has 2 fangs. That's it. He can't push a barrel over. He's a weakling. What do you mean push a barrel over? This is what he would do. Listen what he would do. Oh, the Chazal Uchivya, they saw with their own eyes. The Shokal Maya, the snake goes, fills its body up with water. Virama Bekuba, he goes back to the barrel, fills up the barrel with water. So he mixes water into the barrel. Adamali Kuba, until the barrel fills up to the top. V'solik Chamri Levei, and the wine pushes through the cloth. And now the snake has wine. V'solik Chamri Levei, Peroinka, goes above the cloth, V'shasi, and we have a video. Which one do you like more? It's blowing up with water. So Yossi Klein had a kasha, how come his mouth was still blowing up? Okay, kasha for AI. Eventually it goes down.
The biggest kasha is what he said. He doesn't like you.
Oh, let's know him first. And he drink the wine. Okay.
He's real. That's his kasha.
What?
He doesn't like diluted wine.
That's the Gemara's question. What in Kasha? This is the raya of the Gemara. The Gemara's bringing a raya that a snake drinks diluted wine. How do I know he drinks diluted wine? Because he himself diluted it. He took water and filled up a barrel of wine with his own water, diluted it in order to get the wine out. So you see a snake drinks diluted water, diluted wine, Gevaldik, Mechavan to the Gemara's raya. Wow. This is after he learned it also. He's Mechavan. Gevaldik, wow. Woo! For that you ruined the video middle. Come on. Okay? Says the Gemara. Talking about missed opportunities. Missed opportunities is a guy that lives in this neighborhood and he comes down and mincha all the time. I left him a message yesterday. I said, it's a shame that you didn't like that story about the snake and the wine. He came, started with us. Day one, he could have been today in he started with us. Avodah Daf Chavches, Tes, here Daf Lamed. He bounced out. He goes to me after the share, he goes, a snake and wine, they're that smart? The stuff is, he left. I said, you could have finished Shas. We're done with Shas. You should have stuck around a little bit after that story. I told him. He says, no, that's not why I left. I even do Amud Yomi today. It's not true. But okay, that was it. Missed opportunity. Some people miss, some people don't. Says the Gemara, the answer, Amri, the Mazikiyu, Shasi. If he himself dilutes it, he knows the whatever it is. It's his own. He knows the measurements. It's his own Maisi Yodayim. He's proud of it. He diluted himself. Shasi, the Maziki Achrina, another dilution from somebody else. He's not Soymach on it. That's not good stuff. Lo Shasi, he doesn't drink it. Omer Ravashi. Listen to this. That's a great teretz, says the Gemara. If you're in yeshiva and somebody's asking you a kasha, lamdash kasha, so you make a chiluk between this Rambam and that Rambam. But if people's lives are dependent on this, you're concerned that he maybe put poison in it. So what are you telling me these funny answers? That if he does it himself, he likes it. If he doesn't, but maybe you'll die. Maybe you'll die because somebody put poison in there. We're talking about a sakana here. You're concerned about a sakana. Peruga l'sakanta. You tell me a teretz to get out of a sakana, you can't do that. Omarova. The bottom line is like this. After everything, hilchasa. This is halacha, and in fact, Shulchan Aruch passes is like this. Yayin mozik yesh b'mishum gilui. Diluted wine is dangerous. Snakes drink from it. V'yesh b'mishum yayin nesech, and also diluted wine, a guy will go and use it for Avodah Zarah. But yayin mevushal, cooked wine is different. Ein b'mishum gilui, v'ein b'mishum nesech. Not a snake likes it, neither does a idol worshiper. That's mevushal. Huh?
Neither do humans.
So a lot of humans buy it. There's a lot of that stuff that goes very well, especially on the Leil Seder. Sham de Rav Chilkiah Batoivi. The Shamish of Rav Chilkiah, Igalia Kista de Maya found a little vessel of water. Vavenoyim Kabo. He was by a thing of water, but he slept next to it. So the question is a shomer allowed to fall asleep? Snake doesn't approach sleeping people. This is during the daytime. That's what you asked Arya, right? Daytime, nighttime. At night, they approach sleeping people. Says the Gemara. They do not care. They see a sleeping person, they approach. Says the Gemara. He would not drink wine from an Armenian family because they're not so careful with gilui. Omar lezir begilui. You wouldn't take a cup of water from them. They're not careful. Maybe Armalta, which is a similar language but a very different meaning. Armalta is a widow. Shasi. Now what's the concern? Does the widow say to herself, my machmer husband, all of us shalom, him and his chumras, but today he's not alive, I don't care about gilui. Or no. Omar, sircha de gavra nikita. No, the minhagim that her husband had, her late husband had, she keeps. That's Rav. Shmuel shasi maya mebe'er malta. He would not drink her water. He didn't think that she was careful. Omar lei. Omar lesla aims to the gavra of lemikasim maya. She doesn't care about her late husband's funny minhagim. She goes back to the original minhagim. She's not careful with gilui. Be'er ma shasi. But from a Armenian house, he would drink. And he did gilui lekapta, even though they don't care about gilui and halachas. Amana krusa miokapti, a nice American family. They care about cleanliness, and therefore they'll keep it covered, so they don't have dust or whatever go into it. That's the same thing. Here's a little bit of nafkamina. Shmuel, before he said one yes and one not, now he's saying both no. Shmuel l'shasi maya loy mibe'er ma, but loy mibe'er malta. He doesn't drink wine from anybody. Amar Yishua ben Levi. Shloshi Yein is saying there's three types of wine. These three types of wine, no problem with snakes. Either because the wine is inferior or because the wine is very good. Veiluain, chad, super sharp. Mar, very bitter. Mosik, very sweet. Chad, what is chad? Tilo charifa de mitzari zikir. It's so sharp that it could break a wooden whatever barrel. Mar, what's bitter? Yarnaka. It's bitter and bad. Mosik, chulya, very very sweet from the sun. No good. Even a snake doesn't like it. Rav Chama says these are great wines. Chad, what's chad? Chamar pilpulin. You ever notice on the wines they say with a hint of pepper? They say what?
A note.
A note of pepper, an aroma, chocolate aroma with a fruity. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So it says over here, chamar u pilpulin. It has a note, not a note, a real pilpul in there. Mar, what's bitter? Absinthin. That everybody knows what it is, so I don't have to explain. Masoig May Borg. This is really, really good wine, and it's so good that even a snake doesn't drink it. Oh, Rabbi Shimon Lakish. Karina, this wine called Karina, no, my Karina, what's this Karina? Amaravo, Chamar Chalya, very sweet wine. Dasi Maasi comes from Asia. Amarava, this is a super kaddish. Rabbi, so listen to this. In Asia, there is a problem. Snakes do drink it. Why? My taima, Chamar Medinu. They have nothing else, Nebuch. These snakes they're desperate. For 1,000 years they had nothing to drink. Eventually they got used to the taste. If the humans got used to it, they also did. Amarava, sour. The wine started becoming sour. The first 3 days is still a little bit of wine. It has a hint of wine. So even a snake will drink from it. And also, a guy might use it in that. There's no problem. Why? Because it's already vinegar. Even after 3 days, we have to be concerned that maybe a snake touched my time as in the mikri rishasi. Snake is super thirsty and it'll drink even semi-spoiled wine. Tanarabana. Yain Toisis reminds me of Bartanura, sponsor. Turning to the Daf at our Global Experts International Services. Anonymous, as is chus, Vatzloch and Ruchens and Gashmias, gratitude for safe and healthy birth of our baby boy. Givat HaShavah, a Torah true community in Givat Sefer. Rabbi say, I just want to make a quick announcement. From now on, Shir is till 8:30. Yain Toisis. I once got in trouble in Mesechus Brachas. I was giving Shir. I didn't realize that people watch the Shir. So I'm like, Bartanura is a problem to do the Dalit Koises on Bartanura because it's white, and I brought a bottle of Bartanura. And also the guy from Baron has, I watch your Shir, dude. What are you doing? This is my. So he sends me. I'm not kidding. The next day we got the darker one. Hey, you can use Bartanura. We have the dark one. Great. But this is not like Bartanura. Bartanura is unbelievable, and he's already selling it to the guy.
Serious? You aren't joking.
Well,
this is B'diyah that you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying the halacha, but I didn't realize that he watches the shir. Had I known, I would have said it a little nicer, maybe. I don't know. If it's a bubbling wine, not Bartanur. Bartanur is a high thing, but your red wine starts bubbling. There's a problem coming up. No, don't worry about snakes. They're not drinking this. How long does this last for? 3 days. Hashachalayim. Oh, we're back to Shachalayim. The Gemara is obsessed with Shachalayim. Let me show you. I don't know, my wife couldn't get in the store, but I'm obsessed with it. It's cress, Shachalayim, that together with the wine, I guess people used to eat this stuff all the time. Don't worry, even snakes, it's so bad, no gil. The people in Chutz La'aretz, sometimes they said, no, you got to be careful because the snake would eat it when he's desperate. Only if it doesn't have vinegar in it. Don't worry. You hear this? Remember this. If you have shachalayim, cress, together with vinegar, don't worry about the snakes. Migaribu, it chases the snakes away. Oh, one of my favorites. Kutacha bavli. I got it. So kutacha bavli. We'll show that later, but I have to show you this, even though we're kind of running out of time. Rabbi say, Shechiyoru, Vikimonu, I've been waiting months for this Mishnah. This is the Mishnah where I I gotta show you what kutach is. I have to show you. I've been preparing this for the longest time. Motzei Shabbos, Rabbi Isai here, 10 o'clock in Lutsk. I have gloves. I gotta show you what they ate in those days. It's gewaldige, unbelievable stuff. I don't want to ever forget this kutach. It's big stuff. It's very, very chashuv stuff. And we talked about it a lot in Shas. We're only going to do this once. I kept milk for over 6 months to get it to the right consistency. This is sour, Shabbos sour. It's during COVID. There's only 3 people in the mixed measures. You can hear the echo. I also have a piece. I have a piece of bread. That's mamish mold should be mold. Unbelievable mold. And now we're gonna take. It's nerve. We're gonna do this. Yeah, it's nerve. The smell. Rabbi say, it's nerve. Let me. I can't. If you guys are not in the Bismerish. And to top it all off, I'm going to put some special Melach's Doimus. Wow, this is good. And we're going to mix it. This, Rabbi Isai, is kutach. This is what they used to eat. You understand what I'm talking about? This is geshmaka stuff. In those days, Baruch Shadeh, we don't live in that generation. Can you imagine? If you behave nicely, I'm going to give you some of this kutach. All right, let me keep it over here for a little bit. So Baruch Hashem, we after that we went. It was one of our worst investments, but we invested in this company that makes certified Noira Va'ayim kutach. Wow, it's unbelievable. No, but they sell it. They actually sell it today. I'm not kidding. It's called kutach. It's like a cheese. It's like consistency of cheese. It's like a sour kind of dip. You put it with a cracker. You could. Motzei Shabbos Rabbi Isai in Yerushalayim. The shir is in Yerushalayim at Lutsk, which is our place where people watch the shir in Yerushalayim, and it's on King David 18. King David, it's next to the Waldorf. So, you gotta be careful, maybe even a snake will eat from it. Or if you see like 2 things of teeth in it, that means the snake was messing around with it. Should we stop right over here? Don't worry, we'll make it up one day. Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day and a good Shabbos.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.